Guys, and welcome to the channel. Now, if you've got an older Defender, that's pre-2001, there's a good chance you won't have a high-level brake light fitted to the rear door. So I'm going to show you how to retrofit an LED unit that looks factory, as well as upgrading our reverse light and our fog lights to NAS spec. So I'm going to start today's upgrades with something fairly simple, and that is to replace our rear reverse lamp and our fog lamp on the back of the Defender. Now, it's an early TD5, so it's got the sort of older style boxy lamps, which you can see here. So this is a new one, but this is just a takeoff part. I wanted really the lights to match, so I'm going to ditch the old style and go with a new style. These are your reverse and fog lamps that we're going to be fitting. Now, these are a little bit different. These are exclusive to LR parts. They've got this bar that goes across the middle, and then they've got the LEDs top and bottom. So they look really cool. They're really bright, very low draw. And I've mounted them on two different types of plinths. One's in plastic, that's this one, and this one is aluminium. Now, obviously the aluminium one is a lot nicer to look at, but what's interesting is it's quite a bit shallower, and I like that low profile look. And so because it's an LED and it doesn't have anything protruding from the back, this lamp, it's a flush fit. You just need a single hole for the cable to pass through, which you'll already have on your vehicle, regardless of whether you've got the new or the old school lamps on there. So they're really nicely finished. Nice hard anodizing on there as well, so they're durable. If you've got the new style rounder lights, the NAS style lights if you like, on your Defender, they'll just bolt on and bolt off. Very easy. Now, if you want to replace your box style lamps, your old school lamps, with these, you have to drill some new mounting points. You have to mount it diagonally, so you have to put two new holes. Now, the biggest issue with doing this job, the biggest struggle you're going to have, is getting the old ones off. They will fight you till the end. The easiest way is to remove the lens, remove the innards, just rip them out, and then you want to melt the plastic housing around the nut, and this will all become clear. Now, this has already cracked this lens, so it's already going to be letting moisture in, which is a bit of a risk because it could stop the lamp working when you need it. Right, so that's off. And that's our guts. So I think this just pulls out, if I'm honest, yep. If you've got an older TD5, you'll just have regular bare wires. But if you've got the newer TD5, you'll have a connector like this inside the vehicle that connects up to the lamp itself. You can buy these separately, so that's what I'd recommend. You'd actually buy one of these. Instead of stripping the wire off, you could just cut this off and forget about the connector. But if I were you, I'd buy the connecting wire, the little harness. We'll attach it to these wires here, and then we're good to go. Right, you've got these two plastic circles in here, and they actually cover the head of the bolt that goes through into the back. So you've got two choices. You can try and undo them from the back, but the trouble is, if they're corroded, they're just going to spin inside that plastic, and you can't actually get a socket or a spanner onto them. So my recommendation is melt these off, get this off, and then we've got a better chance of either removing the bolts or cutting them out. And then get yourself a shitty screwdriver, just so you can start poking around once it's melted. Okay, that was brutal, wasn't it? But there you go, that's how you do it. Right, so what we've got now is we've got two heads that we can try and get to, and we've got our wire. I just knew that was going to happen. There we go. Just really nasty. These two lugs here where you screw your lamp into, they need to be horizontal. So you basically set that up as horizontal. And then if you want to, you can move it around as you want. But at the end of the day, if you use this existing circle here as a central piece, you'll get it in line with your indicator there. On there. So because my eyesight's not perfect, I do want to have oversized holes so that I can have the option to move it around a little bit. And I'd advise you did the same. Now you get all hardware in stainless to fix the plinth and the lamp to the body, but because I've done that oversized hole, I'm just going to use some additional washers which are stainless as well. So if we're lucky, this will actually pull the panel straight because it is a little bit kinked from some damage. The nice thing about these aluminium plinths, if you do have some deformity in the panel, you would not be able to use a plastic plinth to pull it straight. There we go. So let's tidy these up. So green onto black, black onto, there we go, look. See? Oh, we spoilt the big reveal, sorry about that. I think sometimes when you're working with some slightly cheaper connections, it's worth just making sure everything's solid. No need to do these up super tight on here because they're bolts. There we go. Looking good. Okay, time to crack on with the reverse light. I'll stick this on a time lapse and you can just enjoy me doing it. So guys, we're on to the second part now of our upgrades, and that's going to be me fitting this high-level brake light to the back of the TD5 door. Now, on later TD5s, they came as standard, but if you've got an earlier TD5, say 2000, 2001, or you've actually got a 300 or 200 TDI or even older, and you want to have a high-level brake light. Now, I'm using an LED version of the standard upper brake light that you can buy, and the reason I've chosen that is because it's so light. And that helps because we can't actually fix it to the door, we have to bond it on. So what we're going to use is some double-sided adhesive tape, if you like. This is a gel tape from Gorilla, and it's really strong. You could use a double-sided foam gasket, that would be a really nice touch. The reason I've used this is because I know it's strong. The only issue I have with it slightly is you're going to be able to see where it's bonded onto the front of the glass. When you're looking through the glass, it could possibly look a bit tatty. So just going to do a little test now to make sure. There we go, got our very bright high level. I'm going to use these two screw points here as my markers for the centre. I've got a centre point there. Obviously I've got my writing, my E number on the lens, so I know which way is up and which is down. I want it to actually point up a little bit anyway. So we get it lined up. There. So I've also got the housing here, and this will screw on because we've got obviously some points here to screw on. So we'll run our wire through the top there, and it's just going to sit like that. There. That's not going anywhere. So we've got our wire now out the top. So all we need to do is just tidy that up, and we've got that factory finish. So how you actually tidy up your wire inside your door frame is really up to you. But what I've done is I've used some of the same double-sided sticky gel pads on the frame here, and I'm just gonna, and I've actually wrapped my wires as well in that fabric tape. Now the good thing about that is it looks nice and factory, but also the fabric tape sticks really well to this rubber. So one in there, and we'll go nice and high here, one in there and one there. So they're now all stuck in. So I think that's quite a tidy way of doing it. If you want to do it a different way, that's entirely up to you. Right, this last bit does require a little bit of skill. So what I've done is I've masked up the area on the glass, and I've just masked off again over the lens so we don't paint that area. Now, this isn't as scary as it looks, because if it goes wrong, you can just use a razor blade to take that paint off. But we're going to use some matte black paint just to give it a nice finishing cover over that lens to make it look really factory. I've cleaned the glass up nicely. I've just got a basic rattle can, matte black. Do a quick spray out test first. Okay, and then just go for it. Well guys, lights are always going to divide different people. Some people like the LEDs, some people hate them. Now I think the ones we fitted to our Defender look really good. They don't look out of place, they don't look too tacky, and they do complement all the LEDs that we've got around the vehicle. Now today is an important day because the Defender's going for its MOT, so we're obviously going to pass in with full colours with the reverse light and the fog light. Everything else should be good too. But I'm really pleased I managed to retrofit that high-level brake light, because it's something that I do think is worth having on a vehicle on the roads these days. It just helps with visibility massively. And because you have got an older vehicle and you haven't got the mounting points, that is a really good solution to get high-level brake light on your older Defender. Now, doing that job has got me thinking that I think a really good kit that we could do at LR Parts would be to offer a sticker that's pre-cut exactly the right shape that you could then stick either to the outside or preferably to the inside of the vehicle, just making sure you haven't got any air bubbles. Get it installed, and that would save you a massive hassle of having to paint that rear glass, and it would look even better. And at the end of the day, if we did the kit, all you'd have to do is source some adhesive pads and you could get that LED light fitted with no problem at all, and it would look proper factory. So that's something I'm going to be doing and chatting to the guys at LR Parts about, see if we can get a kit put together. So do check the listing down below, because initially, if you're watching this very close to it being published, we won't have that kit just yet. But as soon as we've got the kit available with that sticker, I'm going to put it at the top of the description. So just scroll down, have a look at the description, click the link, and you'll be able to buy the full kit, which will come hopefully with the sticker that you can just put straight onto your windscreen that will enable you to have a really factory looking high-level brake light. So we have got a lot of really good videos coming up. We're going to be doing some more interior refurbishment on the dash. We've got some new seats coming from Exmoor Trim that we're going to be fitting. Really looking forward to doing that. And we've also got some winter checks that we want to sort of mention to you guys. Well, there's a whole host of stuff that we're trying to throw at you. But obviously, we're coming up to Christmas, so we're going to save a few of those for the Christmas period when we're off. But hopefully, there'll be plenty for you to look at. And who knows, in the new year, we might even try and do some live streams with some of the mechanical work. Probably starting with fixing the parking brake on the Disco 3. So lots to look forward to. So if you haven't subscribed, please do so. If you like the video, please do give me a thumbs up, and I'll catch you on the next one.